Hey guys, it's Cecile. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a little different from what I usually do once again, but I'm really excited for this video. So basically this is a collab video I made with many other incoming Brown students from the class of 2024. And the whole idea of this video is basically getting their opinions on why they applied to Brown, what they think makes this school so special. And I said I was gonna do this like a month ago, but I finally got around to it, so here it is. But I really hope that this helps incoming students who are narrowing down their college choices or deciding what to include in a video profile to Brown or their application in general. So I hope you guys like it. I thought I'd start by introducing myself, just in case you guys don't know me by now. My name's Cecile Strada. I'm from Toledo, Ohio.
Hey guys, my name's Reggie Zing. I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. Yeehaw. And I have a hood on right now because I haven't had a haircut in like 2 months, so it's scary under there, so ignore that.
Hi everyone, my name is Ruhma and I'm from Oswego, New York.
Hey, my name's Joe Belfield and I'm from Richmond Hill, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Anna Davis and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi everyone, my name is Jadish Chen and I'm from Los Gatos, California.
Hi, I'm Elaine Wong and I'm from Ithaca, New York.
Hi, I'm Mina and I'm from Long Island, New York.
Hi, I'm Kiara Johnson and I'm from Robbinsdale, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Lola and I'm from Los Angeles.
Hi, my name is Yash and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
My name is Noah Bingham and I'm from a town called Cold Spring, New York.
Okay, so my first question for everyone is, what major do you guys want to do?
I'm planning to concentrate in mathematics, whether that's pure or applied, I'm not sure yet. I also want to concentrate in music.
I will most likely be concentrating in political science and international and public affairs for pre-law.
So honestly, I'm not really sure what major I want to study at Brown. Right now I'm thinking maybe the applied mathematics economics major that they offer, but I really have no idea, and I look forward to exploring the open curriculum to find out what exactly I want to do.
This answer to this question is kind of complicated because for a while I was thinking about going into theater and majoring in theater, but now I'm kind of thinking that I'll just do that as an extracurricular. So as of right now, I'm probably planning on majoring in English and then also going pre-med. I guess it wouldn't be majoring, it'd be concentrating, but like, you know what I mean. And then also going pre-med and then just doing theater on the side.
I am going into Brown as a pre-med student and I hope to concentrate in public health or health and human bio and music.
I'm planning on studying political science at Brown, either on a pre-med or a pre-law track, which is definitely really different, but as of right now, I'm not super sure which way I want to go. So hopefully Brown's open curriculum really gives me the chance to explore those different interests and decide what I want to pursue.
I will be concentrating in biochemistry on the pre-med track.
I'm hoping to concentrate in either psychology or neuroscience or maybe both, and I also am going to be doing the pre-med track and I'm hoping to go to medical school.
I am currently going to Brown as a pre-med. I want to major in neuroscience, so it was really important to me that the pre-med environment at the school that I went to was not super cutthroat and like scary and aggressive, and that's the complete opposite of Brown, which was amazing.
Right now, I'm thinking about doing a pre-med track at Brown. I'm not really sure what I want to major in yet, but I kind of want to do some combination of medicine and business, so maybe even have my own independent concentration or something along those lines.
I'm totally unsure about my concentration, but one that looks interesting is biomedical engineering. But besides that, I am on, hopefully, the pre-med track. And so that's kind of what I'm using as guidance right now.
Next, did you guys apply under the early decision program or the regular decision program?
I applied regular decision. I didn't apply early decision because I have commitment issues and decision-making issues, so I'm not usually sure of my own choices.
I applied to Brown regular decision. My first choice was actually Princeton, so I applied there early action, mostly because I have a friend who goes there and she told me a lot of good stuff about it, and because of its undergraduate focus. Brown was still one of my top choices though, especially again because undergraduate focus, so I'm really glad I ended up here.
So I applied to Brown regular decision and got in regular decision. I actually applied to Princeton restrictive early action, although by the time that decisions came out, Princeton wasn't in my top 3 anymore. That environment wasn't really what I wanted from my college experience. So getting into Brown made me so happy. And I honestly don't think that any school could be better for me than Brown will be.
So I actually did not ED to Brown, and the reason for that was because I was thinking for a long time that I was going to pursue theater in college. So I ended up EDing to a school that I could pursue a major in theater and something else in, and then I ended up getting deferred and then getting in regular decision, and I ended up going with Brown because I kind of realized that I wanted more of a liberal arts route in my college career. So yeah, that's what happened. It's kind of different from everyone else's, but I didn't do ED to Brown because I kind of thought that, you know, if I do ED for theater and get in, then it's kind of a sign that I meant to do that, and then if not, then I'll explore my options.
So I did ED to Brown, and the main reason it was my top choice was because I really liked how the school places such a great emphasis on undergraduate teaching, and with a perfect class size, so not too big or too small, you can still really get to know your professors really well. And also, everyone just talks about how Brown has such a collaborative community and not cutthroat, so I really like that too. And also, my parents just really love the campus and the people, and also Providence is such a quirky little city, so it's like perfect. And yeah,
I applied to Brown in the regular decision pool, not for any reasons really specific to Brown, because it was definitely one of my top choices going into the application process, but mostly because I didn't want to apply to any schools that were ED, because I just wasn't really ready to commit to one school and say, yes, I'll absolutely go if I were accepted. So I actually applied to Stanford University in the restrictive early action.
I applied early decision because I toured a lot of schools before Brown, but once I did, I compared all those schools to Brown, and I figured it meant something and decided to go for it.
I applied to Brown early decision, and the reason I decided to early decision is because Brown has the challenging academics as well as the academic freedom, and I think this is a really rare combination. I truly think that Brown is a magical place where you have the ability to be in complete control of your own education while also getting to pursue your passions in an environment with people that are just as supportive and as passionate as you are. So I think that's wonderful.
And I applied to Brown early decision. I applied early decision to Brown because I really could not imagine going to any other school. And the reason why is because Brown is one of the only schools that I toured that had like a genuinely supportive environment where kids are not competing with each other and trying to one-up each other and show off that they're smart or like better than one another, and they really want to see each other like do well, and they collaborate, and it's just such a wholesome, amazing, genuinely nice environment to be in. Also, the open curriculum at Brown was something that really attracted me to the school because you're in classes where like everybody who's in these classes wants to be taking them, not because they have to, and that creates such a good learning environment to be in. So I really appreciated that aspect of Brown as well.
I applied regular decision to Brown. I wasn't really sure I wanted to commit ED just because I hadn't visited in years. The last time I went to visit was when my sister, who's 6 years older than me, was touring colleges like her junior year of high school, and so I didn't really know much about it, so I wasn't really ready to commit anywhere. And but it was always like top 2 on my list. So
I was an early decision applicant to Brown, and I was accepted during the early decision process. And there were really a few reasons why I decided to choose early decision, but I'll only say 1 or 2 now. The first was kind of the gut feeling that I got when I was on campus. It was kind of inexplicable in that I just kind of felt not stressed and kind of happy to be there. And the students that I met when I toured and when I took classes were kind of in the same wavelength. They were happy to be there. They were excited to learn. They really seemed to love Brown, and so kind of that feeling was really important to me.
Okay, so the third question is, what do you guys think is something that makes Brown special?
I'm sure this is the answer that just about everyone will give for this question, but what I really think makes Brown special is the open curriculum.
Their open curriculum.
The open curriculum.
The open curriculum.
The open curriculum.
Their open curriculum.
I know literally everyone is going to talk about the open curriculum, but it really is that unique to Brown because the vast majority of schools out there will have some sort of distributional requirements. So they'll say you have to take X number of math classes, X number of science classes, X number of history, X number of English. And it's usually not that insane, but there's still those requirements there. Brown really lets you do whatever you want. And the only things they require you to do are to do 8 full semesters, so 4 years, you can't graduate early. And they require you to take 2 writing classes, one in your first half, so one in your first 2 years, and one in your second 2 years. But their definition of what's a writing class is actually really, really broad in that there's certain classes that are specifically writing for STEM majors or writing for a certain interest group or a certain subject area. You can really tailor your education and what you want to learn to whatever you might desire.
Obviously, like, everyone's gonna say the open curriculum or whatever, which is great, but I think that something that makes it really special is the fact that, like, it's a school that values academics and stuff like that, but also, like, the students are so happy. I didn't even, like, realize that until I did a summer program at Brown, and just, like, everyone that I interacted with that went there or was, like, connected to Brown in some way was just so happy and spoke so highly of Brown. Which I think is, like, not something that you find in most Ivy League schools. Like, it seems like in a lot of Ivy League schools, like, everyone's really stressed out and stuff like that. But at Brown, you don't get that vibe. Everyone just seems really happy to be there and just friendly and welcoming.
Something that makes Brown special is definitely the whole emphasis on collaboration rather than competition, which is something I really like because that's the kind of environment I thrive in. Everything I've been reading and everything I've been hearing from alumni and current students is that while you're at most colleges on a pre-med track, people are trying to, like, be at the top of the curve and always trying to, like, destroy their competition. Meanwhile, at Brown, what I've heard is everyone really helps each other because there's no reverse curves or bell curves. And so, yeah, I really like that.
What makes Brown special to me is it's labeled as the happiest Ivy, and of course because of its community. And that's such a cliche thing to say, but it's really true. When I started applying to colleges, one of my main goals was to be happy. Of course, getting an education and all that was important, but to me, my personal happiness was the most important. And I'm a really extroverted person, and I need people around me, and I need really nice and genuine people. For that reason, that's why I chose Brown.
One more thing that makes Brown really special is I really do think that the administration listens to its students. So, for example, recently Brown made the decision to remove a certain number of its varsity teams for funding and also for competitiveness and other reasons. One thing that people were really upset about was the removal of the varsity men's track and field and cross country teams. So they made all these teams into club teams. They didn't completely get rid of them, but they demoted them from varsity status to club status. And a lot of people were really upset about track and field and cross country, and they actually reinstated that men's team. And so I really do feel that the administration really listens to its students and wants to provide the best educational experience possible.
The fourth question is, what is something that you guys are excited for Brown once we actually go there, since we have no school basically this fall and we're spring summer, but, like, yeah.
Something I'm really excited for at Brown is the overall sense of community. Everybody, I feel, is so close, especially since it's a small school, and there is no sense of competition.
Living in the South, the thing I'm most excited for at Brown is actually just the people. Being surrounded by people who are driven to make a change in the world and driven to have the best futures that they can for themselves. I'm really, really excited just to meet everyone, experience life at Brown, really.
I'm really excited to meet a lot of new people, take pictures of literally every statue at Brown, and explore Providence.
I'm really excited for the Naked Donut Run. It's basically a tradition where the week before exams, a lot of students, they come together and go to one of the libraries and they pass around donuts completely naked. Completely. I wouldn't necessarily participate in it because, you know, I have body issues, but I feel like it's really funny. It's just really nice to see people be confident in their own bodies, and it's just a really fun tradition to me.
Something that I'm excited for at Brown is meeting a bunch of new and different people, and also getting to explore the campus and Providence and surrounding cities also.
I'm most excited to be in the middle of it all because in high school, not all of your resources are in one place. So often, if you wanted to do something or find something, you had to branch out.
Something I'm excited for at Brown is definitely going to be to meet Cecile finally. And I'm also really excited, hopefully if things are normal in the spring now because we're not allowed to go in the fall, I'm really excited to explore around Thayer Street and eat at a bunch of different local restaurants and just really like have fun, meet new people. It's gonna be a good time.
So the town that I grew up in is very, very small, and my high school is very small as well. And on top of that, it's really homogeneous. Everyone is very similar in belief and in socioeconomic status for the most part, and in race. And so I'm really excited to be part of a community that is more representative of the global community which we live in, where people have different beliefs and people come from different places and have different life experiences. And I'm excited to be in a place where kind of everyone comes together around a central interest and a central goal, and wants to make the world better.
One thing that I'm really excited for at Brown is just its academic and social environment, because at a lot of top schools, all the students there are incredibly accomplished, incredibly talented, and really hardworking. And in some cases, I think that tends to create a competitive or even toxic environment, especially if you're interested in graduate school, so if you're in a pre-med or a pre-law track where GPA is super, super important. And I think that I've noticed how welcoming and also how collaborative Brown's environment seems to be, not only with the students that I've met through admitted groups, but also in certain policies they have. So for example, the vast majority of Brown's classes do not grade on curves. There is very few that do, if any, I believe. But that's really great because then no one is fighting with you to get an A or a certain grade, even when everyone in that class deserves it. And Brown just in general seems like a super welcoming and super inviting place. Like when I visited campus, which I would say is really important. If you can, and I know it's really difficult with the pandemic, please do try to visit campuses, because a lot of times you'll walk on and you just get a vibe. Like it sounds weird, but you really do just get a feeling that you fit somewhere and you belong somewhere, or you don't fit somewhere. Like it's just not really your style. And for Brown, I really had that feeling where I felt so happy to be there, and I really felt like I could thrive, and I felt like everyone around me was going to be really supportive and give me the tools I needed and the support I needed to achieve whatever it is that I wanted to achieve. So I think definitely look at that in whatever schools you're going to, because even though this is a video about why we chose Brown, ultimately the college decision and the college process, that's up to you. You're the one going to that school, so it should be dependent on how you feel and where you think you're going to do the best, because at the end of the day, you're the one going to college, not your parents, not your friends, not your guidance and college counselors. It's you.
Obviously, like, I'm excited for the whole college experience in general. Like, moving away from home is scary, but like I know it's going to be fun. But like something that I'm personally really excited for is I've grown up in the South. Like I go to a really conservative school, and I've literally grown up with the same 200 people for like 13 years of my life. So I'm just really excited to get to go somewhere new and meet people from all around the world, from all different backgrounds, and make friends that aren't dictated by where I've grown up and what school I go to in Atlanta. So yeah, I'm just excited to meet new people and kind of get to shape my own life.
The fifth question is, do you guys have any advice for the application process?
My biggest advice for the application process in general is to just be yourself. And again, that's really cliche thing to say, but just focus on what you're good at and write all about it. Just write about everything, just the few things that you're really, really, really good at. And a mistake that I see a lot of people make is they would typically like write an essay where it's just like they're basically just listing their accomplishments. And although they might have a lot and it's really impressive, it saturates the whole application and it doesn't make you stand out. Because that's the number one thing you want to do, to stand out. So what you want to do is to focus on the things that you're good at. So what clubs are you a leader in? What things are you like, do you excel in? It's better to be good at a small amount of things than to be mediocre at a large amount of things.
They don't want to hear anything in particular. They want to get to know you better. They want to know what you do, but for them, they also want to know why you do it.
I couldn't say honestly at all, and I don't think any of us can, that we're experts on the application process. We all got into Brown, but none of us really know why we got into Brown. But I would say that one of the biggest things that people waste their time on in the application process is trying to better an already good standardized test score. If you have the option between improving an already good standardized test score and spending that additional time that you would have spent studying for the SAT, bettering your essays and writing good essays, then choose the essays 100% of the time. Essays are what set you apart, and standardized test scores, everyone's gonna have a good score. And I mean, a good score is subjective, of course, but the essays are what distinguish you from everyone else, and the essays are what make you human. And that's really what I think that the admissions committee wants to see.
Obviously, the grades and the activities are important, but I really, like, people will say, like, oh, the essay is where they get to hear your voice, but, like, it is. It is important, because that is the only chance they're going to get to see who you really are. And I feel like a lot of people think that the essay is just, like, a time when they can flex on all their accomplishments and be like, oh, look, here's my angle, and here's how I'm so involved. But, like, no, just be authentic. Be yourself, because that's what they really want to see. Like, I think the reason that I got into as many schools as I did was because I was myself in my essays and because I didn't take it too seriously and I had fun with it. And I think that that's kind of worked out for me. And then I also wanted to say, don't go around sharing where you're applying to everyone just because, like, I did that. Like, I shared it with a bunch of my friends, and then it really sucks when you don't get in. And then you have to tell everyone. Or if you don't tell everyone, everyone just assumes you didn't get in. And then when you do get in, you have to tell everyone too, and that makes people feel bad. So it's a mess, and I just think that it should be your own business. And my college counselor actually told me that. She was like, yeah, like, don't tell people where you're applying. And I did anyways, because I just am an oversharer like that. And it seemed like everyone was doing it, but, like, in the end, I don't know. I kind of wish that I hadn't told people, because it's not really their business.
So something that I think is really important during the application process are your essays, and making sure they really target who you genuinely are instead of trying to paint someone else who you think would get admitted, because that would not really come off as authentic. And something else would be to not have so many people edit your essays, because personally for me, I had a bunch of people edit mine, and I thought it would be nice to have, like, varying opinions on my writing, but in the end, I was very confused, and I also, after taking in all the edits, I just didn't really feel like my essays anymore. So my greatest advice would be to maybe have like 2 or 3 people edit them in total.
Pick the qualities or traits that you really want to highlight about yourself, and make sure that they shine through in your application, your essay, your interview, so it really demonstrates your passion.
Show the admissions officers who you are. Don't think that you have to try and present yourself in some picture perfect way or try to fit into some mold of what you think is the perfect Brown student. Brown is a place for passionate and curious people, so just show them how passionate and curious you are.
Ask your friends, your teachers, your family, people you know who are going to college or are already in college, who know the application process, and ask them for their advice, because it can really go a long way. And you might be afraid that you're going to pester them and annoy them. I thought so too. I was asking so many questions, but I feel like that was really important for me to understand what I was doing and to really make my application the best it could be.
Be yourself. Like, it sounds like such a cliche, but if you're like really into frogs or something like that, like tell them. Like, that's the type of stuff they want to know. Like, what is it about you that makes you quirky and like special and different than like the people who are applying with the same grades and test scores as you? Because everybody applying to these schools, they're all gonna have really amazing grades and test scores and even extracurriculars. So it's important to just like be completely honest about like what makes you special and what makes you unique.
College process is definitely really difficult. It's really taxing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But I learned so much about myself throughout it, not just when I was writing essays and being forced to think deeply about who I am, but also just when I was going through the entire process of sending in applications and managing time to write those, and also receiving decisions and how I reacted and how I supported my friends and things like that. It just really teaches you a lot about who you are and the kind of person that you want to be. Embrace the struggle and embrace the difficulty and know that you will make it out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you. You will get into a school that you love and will do super well at.
And also start early.
My only advice for the application process would definitely be to start your essays early. I know a lot of people say this, but I cannot emphasize how much I regret doing my essays like literally days before the deadlines. It would have been much nicer to just have a lot of time to go over them with my college counselor, but yeah, definitely start your essays early. And I think Brown specifically, what I did for Brown is in the supplements and because I didn't get an interview, I had to submit a video portfolio. I really put an emphasis on all my interests, not just like, I know a lot of people say have a spike in a certain aspect and just like be involved in other things just for the show of it, which I don't really believe in. I think showing that you're kind of undecided for Brown and that you really want to take advantage of the open curriculum at its fullest and really explore like completely opposite departments is something that would be really good for you. Like in mine, I said I wanted to look at classics and South Asian studies while being on a pre-med track, studying neuroscience and computational biology. Like it was just, I just really wanted to show them that I'm interested in a lot of things and really unsure, and that's why I need the open curriculum to really help me decide what I want to do.
Just don't make it a big deal, because it's not. You're gonna be fine. Like, any school is lucky to have you, and I really mean that. Like, if they reject you, screw them.
Alright, so that's the end of the video. If you guys want, I actually linked everyone who's involved in this video below in the description. You can find their Instagrams, DM them if you have questions, all that fun stuff. But anyways, stay tuned, stay subscribed. I have new videos coming weekly that I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to share them with you guys.